Hi guys, welcome back to the 12 days of foundation. I'm going to be testing out a foundation every day for the next 12 days on my very oily skin. It is currently day 3. I will link to days 1 and 2 down below. If you're not familiar with my channel, I have a series called the Oily Skin Diaries where I test out foundations throughout the day, photo, flash tests, wear time, all that good stuff. So this is kind of a big condensed version of that. Today it is going to be all about the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. So let's get started. So this foundation has been out for a little while. It retails for about $10. Comes in a gorgeous glass bottle in which you can kind of see the actual shade of foundation in there, which is super helpful. I'm wearing mine in the shade 07 Sand. I'm about an NC 42, NC 43 for reference. It's got a great pump on top, which I always appreciate, and it's got almost like a little finger grip in there so you can really control your pump. If you are very fair, I feel like you may have trouble finding a shade that works for you. I have no personal experience with it, but I've seen a lot of people mention that and that it also oxidizes. So I will put that to the test today and we'll see if it oxidizes on my skin. I've heard that Milani was originally made for those with deeper skin tone, so I understand why things run a little bit yellow and deeper, but that being said, if you're going to be inclusive and try to include people with deeper skin tone, don't leave the fair people out either. But there are 13 shades in this line. Let me know your experience with this foundation down below. If you live in Canada, you can find it at Lawton's in the East Coast, Rexall, Loblaws, Dominion, and Walmart. I know in the United States it's a little bit easier to get your hands on, but let's get into the application. I'm going to be using a beauty blender on one side of my face and then an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush on the other. On their website, it says, combat under eye circles, redness, and other skin imperfections with this full coverage, water-resistant foundation plus concealer in one. A no mess, no drip pump dispenses just the right amount of fluid you need to achieve a flawless look and works around the clock to keep skin looking naturally perfect. Now that I've got it on my face, I can tell you that I enjoyed the Beauty Blender application just slightly more than the brush. With the brush, it was better to kind of stipple it in as opposed to buff. It has a very light scent. It's kind of like, what does it smell like? A perfumey, fruity, but nothing super intense. I'll let you know if it kind of stays that way throughout the day, but it's nothing super strong. It is a very full coverage foundation, but you can kind of go in like I did. I went in with a very light layer at first and then built it up. I feel like I got full coverage out of it. It covered up any of that business that I have there on the side of my face, but it definitely looks like makeup on the skin. I feel like it is a good color match, but I don't really want it to oxidize either. If you have any texture on your skin, I feel like it's going to kind of highlight that, but I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup now. We'll see if it sets at all. I'll give it another couple minutes because it definitely still has a very natural satin finish, and I will show you how it looks in photos. I've got the rest of my makeup on. I think everything went on really nicely. It didn't dry down matte, but it doesn't claim to do that either. I will list everything else that's on my face down below. I'm not wearing any primer or setting spray, but I do powder. I always powder. I have incredibly oily skin and it just has to be done. In photos, I think that it looks really good in my regular lighting. Of course, with most full coverage foundations, it's going to look pretty good in photographs, and then in more flash photo, I think it looks good. There's no flashback exactly. There is a little bit of a sheen to my skin. Hopefully it doesn't get too shiny throughout the day. I don't think that it almost kept its warmness in the flash photo, if that makes sense, but it doesn't look bad by any means. I will check back with you guys at the end of the day to show you how it all held up. It is currently 7:43. I have now had this foundation on for about 9 hours. It is currently 4:45, and I think it held up really nicely. I am oily, but up until 1 o'clock, I didn't see any oils come through. My face felt amazing. It's only in the last hour or two that I've really seen any of this oil come in. I want to blot and powder and show you how this held up. I still am really happy with it. I'm actually heading back out shortly, and I totally am just going to powder this and wear it out. I don't feel like it wore off in any places. I don't think it looks particularly oily. I pretty much get oily with anything. I don't think, however, it's something that I would wear every single day, just because I generally go for something a little bit lighter coverage, but I do really like it. I spent the first 30 minutes at work today messing around with my contacts because I was having issues, and I never carry around a contact case or solution. That's my fault, but I think it held up really well because I was literally crying. I had no problems with oxidization. I think this is a really good color match for me. I think that this is good for anybody that has normal to combination to oily skin. If you have incredibly oily skin, you're just gonna need to take the precautions of perhaps a primer, setting it with a setting spray, perhaps blotting throughout the day, whatever you've got to do to keep the shine away. For me, it's not an everyday foundation just because it is super high coverage, but if you have something that you want to cover up on your skin, if you're looking to do a really full face of makeup, I think that this is a great option. I can see myself wearing this out to dinner, if I'm going out for drinks, or if I am filming. I really, really like it, and I think that it is a great option from the drugstore. Let me know down below what your experience with this foundation is. I'm always curious to find out, and if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!